Hi guys, Matt Lemke here with Through Wargaming Goggles. Today I have another figure forge for you. This is on General Grievous's TSMEU6 Wheel Bike. This might be two videos. It all depends on how long the video goes for assembling the wheel bike itself. So that's what we're going to start with. Without any time wasted, we're going to dive right in. Today I'm using Zap-A-Gap glue. If I need it, I will use my files. I'm using the Klein Tools nippers. They're real good at getting into tight places, but I already cut everything apart. The first three pieces you need are that. They get put together. This is A1, and I believe that is A3. It's always a good idea to dry fit your stuff, and because I am dry fitting it, I know that those two nubs, I'm going to move over here a little bit more, those two nubs are going to go in there, and this big slotted piece is going to go on top. It's important to note that the fin-like pieces go towards each other, and actually the piece should be held like this. So I'm going to put some Zap-A-Gap in here, and I'm probably not going to go in order because there's a couple of things that I think will aid in the drying of your models while you're doing a speed build like I am. And I'm going to try and avoid getting a million gallons of Zap-A-Gap on my, let's see, that's up, so this goes like that since I'm reversing it, and that goes there. It is kind of dummy proofed. So once you get it put together, they only can go one way. Now that that sits like that, this piece is going to be like that, and you go like that. Maybe a little too much glue for that, but that's okay. I'm not terribly worried about it. I'm going to skip over to this portion of the wheel. This is A5 and A6. Now you can see on here that there's not a lot that's going to go on here. Wait a minute. Is that the right piece? That's not the right piece. My bad. This is A5. And this is A6. Now it's a little bit confusing. You might want to note that this wheel here is actually on the inside of the model. When you go to assemble it, you're going to hold it like this, and the key is that these point out, and this little piece goes right on that nub. I was hoping there was enough glue there to put it on a moment ago. If you have tweezers at home, this is a good time to use them. Otherwise, you're going to do what I'm probably going to do on this step, and that is get a ton of glue on your fingers. It is also dummy proof, and then you can set that aside and let that dry. Sort of. That's really part of the next step. A4 goes together with A5 and 6, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to line up the magical pattern here so that they align with each other, and they're going to get glued together like that. Really? I thought for sure. Oh, there is. Okay. There's a little glue nub there, a glue nub there. I'm going to make more because I want more glue on this piece. But you do line them up, and they will fall into place when you match them up. You can definitely use more glue than just those two nubs, and I would recommend it. Be very gentle with your glue, because too much glue leads to more dry time. As I probably botched some of this. If I had glue with a brush, I would probably be using that for this model, because that is like perfect for it. And then you go like that. You line them up until it falls into place, and you set that aside and let it dry. And then you have A7 and 8, and basically all you do is repeat that step. You're going to line up the opposite side of the wheel bike, just like so, and assemble it, glue it together. I think it's going to work really well. Boy, I bet this is going to be a little bit of a bear to paint now that I've done this. This might be the first model that I ever actually regret not painting the parts first. So with that said, I glue that together, and I'm going to set that off to the side so I don't glue things together. I'm actually going to move on to the next step, because until you assemble the wheel, the next steps all kind of get put together in a couple of different phases and go on the sides. So the more gluing time you have, the better off you are. So this is the side mounted gun and it goes together, well, like this, but standing up, because that's gonna get glued to the bike. And the first thing you do is you put the, well, I'm not sure that the order actually matters, but you're going to put, let's see here, the turret piece, or the, to me it looks like an ammo belt, but I'm not sure about that. And that's going to go right in there. And I may have to just set that off to the side as it dries, because that's a kind of a loose fit now. But you're just going to put a drop of glue or a dab of glue in there like so. Like so. And then both of these parts go on the front. They go, wait a minute, I gotta do this like this. I'm almost gonna definitely, yep. I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry, because they go on it with it standing up. So I'm gonna set those off to the side, and I'm gonna move to next. Well, I'm gonna go back to the beginning. So this is the first step that you assembled. This is the second step that you assembled, and this is the third step that, well, I guess maybe that's technically the fourth step. First, second was this part here, and then third was that, and this is the fourth. So I'm gonna set them like this. Wow, maybe I should zoom out just a hair. Zoom out just a hair so there's a little bit more breathing room for you. Now this piece actually should be up like this, and then I have these two pieces backwards, I think. It doesn't really matter, they're kind of dummy proof, so oh nuts. So I noticed when I was cutting it apart, I have a broken piece of sprue. So let me see how that's going to affect me before I go a lot farther. So these are dummy proofed. And when I say that, there's only one way they can go in. I don't think that, okay, so I'm going to flip this over like this, just so I can show you. Those two nubs line up with those nubs, and that lines up with that piece. There's supposed to be a pin here that goes there. I don't think that is going to matter one bit for the assembly of this model. So I'm going to glue here on this side, here, and there. And then I'm going to fit it in place like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Put a little glue in each of these two rectangles. And there, and I'm going to flip it over. I might have to pick it up to do this, I don't know. Oh, I did pick it up just fine. And if you're, oh, you can't even see in there. There's not enough light in there. Let me see here. Can I? No, you really can't see. I lose my light. But if you break your piece off the way I did, I would suggest you use a paper clip and pin it, because there is, while it's drying and stuff, a little bit less flexibility. And I think the spacing here is going to be pretty important. I would also highly suggest that you paint these as you go if you're going to worry a lot about painting your character. I made my life very, very difficult by not doing that, but this is for a figure forge assembly. Maybe I'll put this on eBay and let somebody buy it, and I'll buy myself a new one so that I can paint my Grievous better. I've got so many models to paint, I don't know when I'll get around to painting Grievous. And then I'm going to set that part aside. That pretty much completes the first half of the bikes. Let's see if this is dry enough for me to work with. I'm going to take this off or pick it up. I think I can work with this. And then see how these are both flat and they have their little pieces parts? So believe it or not, these are supposed to fit in there like that. Wow, that actually fits really well. So I'm going to try and not put too much glue on there. I got a really big hole on this glue. So it's, as soon as it starts to peak, I need to slow down with it. And then otherwise it's going to, well, that was too much, but that's life. Oh man, that's going to be hard to do. I should have let that one dry before I did this. Oh, they are fitted too. They have different angles on them. That's an excellent thing to know. I'll show you that in a second, if I can get this on before the glue dries, which I hope so, because I want Grievous to look pretty good. I'm not going to care about the Magna Guard nearly as much when I get them. They are fitted, and they're fitted really well. Don't do what I did and just knock them off like a dork. Or glue it to your finger like I did here, because that's going to be a problem. I'm trying to... There. Now, if you... Oh, can I zoom in closer? See the angles? Right there. The two weapons are angled. That's a pretty good fit. Now I can set, well, actually, I can glue that on to the model, and this piece goes here. Can I, oh, you can play with it a little bit, but man, that's awfully close to the body to do any kind of painting. I don't think I'm going to glue that on yet. I want to get it primed first. So I'll leave it there kind of loose like that for now, so when I'm done I can show it to you. The cool part is you can do a lot of different things with the weapon. You can raise it, you can twist it straight on. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to paint this before I put it on the model. Ah! I just knocked some stuff over. Alright, and then we can move on to the next parts. And the next few parts are actually pretty much the same. So you have a 14, 13, and 15 are set up as a step. I'm going to follow them just like they have the instructions in the guide, but the next set I'm going to do the way I would have done it if I was assembling it. Okay, so first thing that happens is your piece is set up like this. And then this is the important part. If you have the right two pieces, they go opposing each other. So this piece is going to dummy fit, well, dry fit. A dummy fit is a term used when I was in carpentry. We would use a dummy stick, or we would use something to test it before attempting to glue it. So I do a lot of that, and that fits like that. I'm going to put the glue on this side at the nipple and this mountain terrace. I don't know what that is. And that was probably a little too much glue because it's going to run out, but it's not going to go anywhere. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this piece, which is the opposing piece. There's two of these mountainous pieces in that divot, and there's also a dimple. No, that's not a dimple. A mound. I'll call it a mound for now. On the other piece, and you fit them in. Kudos to Atomic Mass Games on this so far, until now, which is my fault really, because I got glue on my fingers. But the models really are engineered well. They're going together very, very well. And then the next two pieces are 17 and or 16 and 17, and they're matching pieces that go on the opposite side. So you're gonna, I probably have, if I was thinking, I probably would have been able to put them together at the same time, top and bottom. So this time I'm going to put the bottom on first, and then I wouldn't have as much glue on my hands. Ooh, don't put the bottom on first. Because the top is a little bit more complicated. Oh, it went in there a lot better than I thought it was going to. Fits together nicely. And that is for, I'm not sure which side of the wheel bike that's for, but we'll take care of that here in a minute. And then here are the last few pieces to put together the wheel bike. And again, it's the same thing. You flip the pieces over. The little round piece here goes to the top. You have 19 and 20 on the one side, and they're opposing each other. And then you have 21 and 22 on the other side, and they're opposing each other like that. This time I'm going to do it all at once, I think. This is the way I would have done it if I was doing an assembly build. That's plenty of glue. Top first, I think. I think the top first is going to be better. Well, my idea of doing it with two pieces at the same time is not so great. Because I cannot seem to get this in that hole, or that in that hole. And now this one needs to go in the hole as well. So, oh, that's not as bad as I thought. Now the bottom, and the other side on the bottom. Wow, I like when they snap together. That's good. Now, I have what's left is those two, I don't know what you call those, what they're actually called in lore. They're like sidebars for the bike. And then the bike itself, the gun that I'm not putting on, well, maybe I'm not putting, I don't know. I might be putting it on first. So, the gun is on the opposite side. This piece goes in there. I don't have a problem with that when I go to paint, so I'm going to go ahead and put that. Oh my gosh, I can't get it out. Huh, maybe I should leave that off for when it gets broken, because he is going to get broken. My sacrificial lamb, General Grievous. There. Now, what about the other side? How is that going to play out with the guns off? Ah, that'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead and glue that up. And that is the first half. And we're 25 minutes in. Oof. So I think I am going to take a break here and call it quits for the bike. A 25-minute video for half of a model. That's a pretty good sitting. Thank you guys for watching. This is part 1 of 2. Come back and see part 2 in the near future. Probably the same day, actually. I'll probably post them back to back. Hi guys, meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in a link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know. You're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye, guys.